Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. I just read an essay, ironically, from the year 1750 by the famous Samuel Johnson, and it seems to contain an explanation for why I am respected but not particularly liked. And it's called The Necessity of Good Humor. I'll give you a brief summary, and then I'm going to, because it was written in kind of a difficult to understand 18th century language, I'm going to read you a version I've kind of made clear. But the macro point is you've got to make other people feel good, especially about themselves. I mean, that's more recently been said by Zig Ziglar and others, and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But it was said essentially it was almost 275 years ago by Samuel Johnson. More specifically, and these are my points, but amplifying his basic concept, it is critical to really listen, to nod and smile liberally, not phonily, but err on the side of that. Maybe amplify what they're saying, disagree rarely, and if you're doing it with tact, talk only roughly half the time and in short bursts, maybe 15 to 30 seconds, and beware of trying to impress. Been one of my failings. Yeah, if respect is more important to you than being liked, yeah, maybe to focus on impressing, but you are going to pay a price. Um, you're making them feel less than is likely to distance them from you, except for what they can get from you. Okay, here is what is the abbreviated and hopefully clarified version of Samuel Johnson's essay, The Necessity of Good Humor. How likely a listener is to agree with you and to adopt your ideas depends much on the person liking you. And that, in turn, depends on myriad little pleasantries, such as light, affirming conversation. People who don't descend to those light matters will suffer. Light, affirming conversation operates unseen and unregarded, like when we breathe mildly polluted air without noticing that, but it has cumulative effect. Samuel Johnson, I'm continuing to paraphrase Samuel Johnson. He defines good humor as a state between gaiety and unconcern. It doesn't mean long flights of pleasantry and bursts of laughter. Those may yield applause and even admiration, but seldom for long. Gaiety is to good humor as dog smell is to rose fragrance. The former overpowers, the latter revives. Also, gaiety often gives some pain. The listeners strain to match its cleverness or are left behind in envy and despair. Good humor, in contrast, makes everyone feel at least as competent as you and doesn't offend. Show your conversation partner that you enjoy listening to the person. That encourages him or her to speak freely and confidently. With you nodding, giving praise, smiling, or even laughing at their wit, you don't try to elevate yourself. Rarely disagree with an arguer, and if you must, do it so that the person saves face. For example, I can understand why you'd think that. I am wondering, though, and then you insert your brilliant idea. If you do this, you'll receive caresses, invitations, and civilities, even if you lack extraordinary qualities or attainments. Good humor is often neglected by those of significant accomplishment. Perhaps they imagine they have the right to gratify themselves at the expense of others, and to expect compliance even. Johnson concludes, and here I'm quoting, "A man whose great qualities crave the ornament of superficial attractions is like a mountain with mines of gold, which will be frequented only until the treasure is exhausted." Anyway, that's a paraphrase of The Necessity of Good Humor by Samuel Johnson. Um, I'm hoping to remember to do this because I can very often unintentionally try to impress without recognizing the price it's paying on the listener. Anyway, as usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 36 books. Perhaps most relevant is How to Do Life but all 36 are on Amazon. In any event, I thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.